And we're live.
Hey everybody, welcome to Unlocking the Magic live show tonight. Thank you so much for hopping on here and joining us.
Yeah, what's going on, everybody? Hopefully you're having a good week, good holiday month, and everything is going good for you. Staying safe and healthy.
Yes. Thanks again. I know we actually wanted to just say hello to everybody. We haven't been doing lives too often, but we figured it would be a good time to do so. Just to say hey to everybody, get into the holiday spirit, and just have some fun here.
Yeah, if you're watching this, hit the like button, leave a comment. We're going to be here hanging with you guys for a little bit, answering your questions, talking about episode 300 that we just put out this past week.
Yes.
We'll also be answering some questions we got from Instagram and anything you guys want to talk about. We have a couple things we have on the agenda for tonight. But first,
what's first?
Say hello, drop a comment in the box, let us know who's watching and where you're watching from, and we will say hello to all of you. Hit the there's no share button on YouTube, is there?
No.
There is a like button, though.
Okay.
Smash that like button.
Smash it.
Uncle Tiny, what's going on? How are you?
I am excited that we did 300 episodes. Can't wait to talk about that today.
I know. Episode 300 went out
crazy.
Live. So we started the podcast 5 years ago, and that was pretty... I mean, it feels like it flew by. I remember doing our first live show on Facebook. We did it outside with tiki torches, no lighting, on an iPhone. It was crazy.
So much fun, though.
Yeah.
Marley's here. Hillary, happy holidays from D.C. Carrie from New Jersey.
Lauren, Kim, Bailey, Maria. Hello, everybody.
You guys, I'm so excited tonight. I'm legit. I finally hooked it up where I can see the comments for a change.
I know, right?
Finally. It only took me this long to get it together. So I'm excited.
Hey, Jason from Patreon. Patreon in the house. What's going on, Jason? How are you? So episode 300.
Episode 300. So we don't love to do milestone episodes because they're like in a lot of ways, we don't want to like brag about, we made 300 and
right.
It's like, but it is something that I think at the end of the day, it should be something special. And I thought that it'd be really cool to do Unlocking Mickey and Minnie Mouse. It's funny because when I started to write the episode, jot down my notes, I realized that I started I wanted to talk more about Mickey because it's Unlocking the Mickey, but on the actual podcast, we ended up talking a lot about Walt.
True.
Because, right?
Well, Walt and Mickey are together, right?
Yeah.
Like, even Walt did the original voice. He said people were saying a lot of Walt's personality traits kind of came out through Mickey. Like, Walt was the company head, so he couldn't be goofy or show his personality because he had to be professional and he had to be the leader. Mm-hmm. And a lot of his personality traits came out through Mickey Mouse in the beginning.
I think that's so neat, and it was so fun learning more history about the creation of Mickey Mouse. I know we've talked a lot about the Oswald the Lucky Rabbit and that story a long time ago. I forget exactly what number episode that was, but we talked about basically Walt's perseverance, right?
Right.
On that podcast. But with Unlocking Mickey, it was sort of the same thing because you hear the story. Like, I didn't realize it took 3 cartoons for Mickey to actually gain popularity. And people were basically telling Walt Disney, this character isn't going anywhere. And it's just funny to me how you kind of have to not take criticism to heart so badly, because if he just listened to all those people, we wouldn't have Mickey Mouse.
Perseverance in following your dreams, and he knew what he wanted to do.
Yeah.
And not that nothing was going to stop him, but he wasn't going to let speed bumps slow him down or stop him.
Yeah.
And
I don't know if that's
cool.
Speed bumps. People were literally saying they don't know Mickey Mouse, they don't know you, and they don't know your mouse. That's pretty significant. Or distributors telling him cartoons are dead. No one is going to come see a cartoon anymore.
Right.
Don't even bother wasting your time. Imagine that. Imagine if everyone just I don't know. That hit home for me because I know that even us, a lot of, not to compare us to Walt Disney.
Come on, don't do that.
I'm sorry. But what I mean is it's a lesson I want to share. It's just, there's so many kids, there's so many people that come up with these creative ideas. And unfortunately, there's also a lot of people that like to kick them down and tell them that it's silly and not to do it. And it just, that bothers me. I don't ever want to do that.
Yeah, I think a lot of people too, reach out to us. And
that hit a nerve.
Yeah, it did hit a nerve. That's
Sorry.
pretty
I got deep here, you guys. Okay.
A lot of people reach out to us too. They want to start a podcast. They want to start a YouTube channel. And I was like, we're both like, just do it.
Yeah.
Like, don't think about it. Even if it stinks in the beginning and you
It
don't
will
know what
stink.
you're doing.
Yeah.
Just do it. Like, don't let the technology or lack of knowledge of the technology or the fact that there are a lot of Disney podcasts out there or whatever kind of podcast you want to start. There are a lot of them out there because you're going to have your own voice and
Right.
you're going to have a voice that is you, and you'll attract the right people to watch and or listen to your podcast. And there's not every single person's going to like it, and that's going to be okay.
Well, I do want to do more about actual Mickey Mouse and talk about, not today on the show, but maybe on a future Patreon episode, future podcast episode where we can talk more about how Mickey has evolved. I mean, there's just so much to tell, and I feel like we only scratched the surface with what we were explaining. Basically, I wanted to talk about like how he designed it, how he came up with the idea, the beginning stages of Mickey and Minnie, because a lot of credit goes to Mickey, but people don't realize that Minnie also was born on the screen at the same time. So it's funny because we posted something on Facebook was Happy Birthday Mickey on November 8th, Minnie Mouse on November 18th. And a lot of people were confused. They're saying, wait, isn't that Mickey Mouse's birthday? Yes, but technically they share the same birthday. And it's something that I want,
Like someone right now, someone just gave a thumbs down. Thank you for that. Appreciate the thumbs down. Like,
yeah.
Not everybody's going to like what you do. Totally fine to put a thumbs down. Who knows what that person's going through in their life?
Right.
Like if you got to put a thumbs down on a YouTube video, you may have some issues that you're going through in your life and you're not happy about. So.
Or maybe they pressed it by mistake and they're
Maybe.
like, oh no, sorry, Bruce and Connie.
But you know what? Here's what you guys should do for us. Now, everybody else who's watching this, just give the thumbs up button.
Yeah.
Let's overwhelm that one.
Okay, we have a lot of comments.
All right, let's get to the comments
Okay,
now.
I'm
Thank
sorry.
you for listening to us about episode number 300. If you have a question or a comment, throw it in there.
We'll get back to it. There's a lot to
100%.
hash, I feel. So much fun stuff that actually, yeah.
Mariah, hello from Minnesota. Bailey,
Hi.
just what I needed to listen while I paint. Hey, hello from Oklahoma City.
Oh, I can't paint for anything. Like, I really love, I think I like painting, and then I get halfway, and I just can't.
Kim's from Kentucky is here.
Are you
Hello,
painting
Kim.
like a painting or painting like a room? Okay.
Lauren from Salt Lake City, Utah. Hello, Lauren.
Hey.
Aislin's here. Aislin's in the house.
Aislinn.
What's going on, Aislinn? All right, here's a question
Wait,
for you,
Aislinn?
Connie. Yeah.
Hey, Aislinn.
Have you seen the Magic Quest show on Disney Plus?
I saw advertisement of it. I haven't seen it.
It says they had actors and actresses from Zombies run around the Magic Kingdom doing quests to save the holiday magic from the evil queen, Maleficent.
It looks so cool, and I was bummed that I missed it. I gotta tell you guys, the only time I ever get starstruck is when I see a Disney Channel star. Like, that's the only time. Like, you could put me in front of any other, like, any actor I'd probably be fine with, but if it's a Disney Channel star, I'm hooked. So I'm dying to see that.
Charles says, when you guys heading back? Right now we have a trip planned for May, booked, and possibly
We're booked.
before then, depending on how everything goes with school and everything.
Yeah. We're kind of taking it week by week. I mean, we wish we were there, but it's hard.
Jim says, once there was a thumbs down, I felt compelled to give a thumbs up. Well, thank you for that.
It was ironic during that whole
Maybe they didn't like that spiel.
maybe.
You know what? It's not going to be for everybody. You know what? You can't if you are the type of person, and you can't be this person, by the way, so let me just start by saying that.
Uh-oh.
If someone gives you a thumbs down or leaves a negative comment or a negative review, you can't let that stop you.
No.
Because that's going to happen. You just have to be prepared for it and just be like, you know what? Look at the positive reviews that you're getting more than the negative ones. People tend to focus on the negative.
As long as you're not doing anything wrong, right? Like, if you're just, doing you and having a good time and trying to.
Kim says, I enjoyed episode 300. Actually, I enjoy all your episodes. Well, thank you.
Thank
We
you.
had a fun time doing that.
That could have been 6 episodes. I had to crunch everything I wanted to say in a 35-40 minute segment before I lost Bruce. You really like the unlocking episodes, but as long as I keep them light and I don't go too far into each specific topic too long, like
I like to make
you zone out, which is fine. Like,
I feel like sometimes the unlocking episodes become tutorials.
Yeah, I don't want to do that.
And I like to like make it fun and engaging and more entertaining than it is like a reading exactly what the attraction is about and all of the history, but like reading it, I'd rather just like make it conversational and fun.
Yeah.
That interests me more than like telling you every detail of the history and like from the time it started to the time it is now.
Yeah. So it's kind of a bit of both, I feel.
That's true.
We do a little bit of everything.
Chris says, you guys really need to get to the museum in San Francisco. It's all about the
know.
history of Walt. It's really interesting to see how he built his brand and empire. Yeah, somebody mentioned that to us on a book too. There's a couple books
Chris,
we have.
I so want to go there so bad. That's definitely been something that we've been trying to do. Probably would have done this year if things weren't the way they are, unfortunately.
Yeah, we were planning on going out there. Maybe not to San Francisco, but definitely to California, to Disneyland. But, you know, obviously things change in 2020. But you know what? Opportunity arises from that.
We've got a lot of people. Nat from Los Angeles. Jason, he loved the show. Uncle Tiny says, it reminded me of the teen book series Kingdom Keepers. Oh yeah, my kids actually had the series of Kingdom. I didn't ever read it, but my kids, the older girls, read it. Nat says, what are your thoughts about Hocus Pocus 2? I don't love remake. Oh, we did post actually that on our Facebook page, and we got some comments. We got some.
It's funny to see like a lot of people were in or out. I mean, listen, I wasn't super in on Hocus Pocus 1, not because of the movie itself, but it's just like that style of movie isn't in my wheelhouse.
So Nat says, what were your thoughts? I don't love remakes, but I always end up watching them. Same. Even though I know I will be disappointed, it never lives up to the original. I feel like that is so true. The only time I ever feel like it works is if they go like a
Marvel does a great job of sequels.
Yeah, but it's not is it a sequel with Marvel? It's like
well, Marvel had the comic books in
like
their advantage, so they had a storyline kind of already built out. They just needed to like weave in the current things that were happening. So yes, they're sequels because it's like a continuous story. I think they've had enough time with Hocus Pocus to think about what they wanted to do for the movie.
Yeah.
And not rush into it. Sometimes sequels are rushed, and then when they're rushed, they're not the greatest.
Yes, that bothers me. You can totally tell when they run out of money or they're like they ran out of time, you know, and it shows, unfortunately, on the screen, right? Like they you could tell they just had to jumble it together, and whatever they had to do in the editing room when they got every scene together, that's unfortunate to me because I feel like I love movies. So, you know, I hold every single movie I watch with high expectations. And if they don't meet that, I get really bummed.
Brendan says, I kind of like this optimistic Bruce.
Quarantine Bruce.
Quarantine Bruce is a little different kind of Bruce.
Yes.
Looking forward to getting back to the parks and getting back to Disney World and the resorts and sitting by the pool and
it has made
pool
us
hopping and going to pools I'm not supposed to be in.
Yeah, it hasn't made me stop interrupting you, though.
That's true.
Sorry.
That's also true.
Okay.
Kenzie says, hi, guys. Happy holidays from California. How's everything going out there, Kenzie? Hopefully you're warm. I talked to somebody today. They were in Fort Lauderdale, and it was 80 degrees down there.
Ugh. That's not California. That's
Florida. But it's 80 degrees down there. It's 22 degrees here, and it's going to snow tomorrow, and I'm not happy at all.
We have a big nor'easter coming. Yay.
Here's a question from someone.
Okay.
They ask, love your podcast so much. I love listening to your podcast, and it helps me calm down and unwind. I love you guys. Oh, Stella, thank you so much. We love you back.
We do the show, like it calms us down. I know it sounds kind of silly or whatever, like, but I truly am being honest. Like the show has always been sort of our outlet and escape, and we were going through so much. I mean, back when it first started, there was some ups and downs, and we had to just fight through. And just hearing from you guys, being able to see you, whether it was like on our Facebook Live, you know, it really cheered us up, and it made us just appreciate everything.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of why we do the live shows too. Sometimes it's like just like you guys unwind. Us coming to the podcast and doing these live shows and hanging out with you is the same. Like we forget about everything that's going on in our life, and it's just kind of like you talk about like the fun things you have to look forward to, and like memories that you've had about going to the parks.
Right. Yep.
Aislinn says, Aislinn.
That's our Aislinn.
Yeah, shout out to Aislinn.
Yay.
This is making my week. I'll be in Florida for 2 weeks. Don't hate me. Blocked.
She's blocked.
You're blocked, Aislinn. I apologize, but we have to
Goodbye.
block you. Anybody who doesn't like Tonga toast or is in Florida and without us, we have to block you.
Sorry.
You have to
Sorry,
take
not
us if you
sorry,
go.
but that's how it rolls here.
You have to take us with you.
I actually joined a group today. It's a moving to Florida.
Oh, you added me to that, I think.
I think I was like, you know what? Let's just see what they have to say. And it's pretty interesting. I'm gonna admit, like, people were posting pictures of the beaches, and I'm like, oh.
Katie says, send the snow to Maryland, please. We're getting rain. I wish we could.
Really?
I wish we could.
We're on the coast. We don't usually get too much, but it looks like this one isn't going to be very forgiving.
G8 Golf says, I was the one who brought up Wakanda Land taking over Dino Land, USA.
Hey.
Oh, by the way, our kids started a podcast.
Are we allowed to announce it here?
I'm announcing it.
Okay, because we didn't formally get their permission.
And they're fine.
Okay.
It's not out yet. It's going to come out this week. They submitted it to iTunes. They did it all on their own. They did their own podcast, their own artwork, their own version of it. It's called Diz Kids, D-I-Z Kids podcast. You can check it out. It'll be out soon. But they started their own podcast. Apparently,
they are doing their own kind of thoughts on attractions, resorts, whatever I don't know. They're coming up with their own kind of Disney storytelling, but also they are going to be critiquing some of our shows and pulling out what we talked about and whether or not they agree. So it's going to be pretty interesting, scary. I'm a little nervous.
So we've done like our top 5 would you rathers, in or outs, worth the waits over the course of the years. And they have decided to you know what? We're going to take those and listen to what mom and dad say and then talk about our own.
Yeah.
And why mom and dad are wrong or right.
I don't know what inspired them or how, but all of a sudden they asked us if they could use our equipment one day, and we said sure. Yeah. And I'm excited for them.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun to see where that goes how long they stick with it. But
yeah,
I listened to the first episode. We actually put a test episode inside of our Patreon group. It actually was pretty good.
It's pretty good.
I mean, for the first episode, our first episode was a hot mess.
Our first 10, I feel, were a hot mess.
Yeah.
But G's definitely your kid.
Why?
The way she talks, it's so funny. It's like G, it's basically like Connie and Bruce. It's just the two of them. Our third isn't really involved yet. I'm sure she's going to want to stir the pot somehow and be included.
I'm not so sure about that.
Really? She's kind of so funny. She wants credit for things, but she doesn't love to do.
It's true, because Gianna makes us pay her to be on our podcast because people, I don't know, she enjoys it. People like to have her on. It's good to get a different vibe in there sometimes. And it's better than interviews for us. But people are like, Nat says, that's awesome. G's time is going to be more expensive for you guys. Book her for your show, which is 100% true.
Uh-huh. Kevin says, hey guys, sorry I'm late. Mary had gymnastics. Gianna used to do gymnastics so much. I should get her back in there. It's
Listen,
so fun.
We usually put out a video on YouTube at 8. And we say, hey, leave a comment. Or between 8 and 9, you can win a t-shirt. But I'm doing that now, by the way. So if you guys leave a comment here, you're hanging with us, leave a comment.
We're paying you to hang with us.
Let us know where you're watching from or listening from in the comments, and we'll pick a winner at the end of this. We'll pick a winner on the podcast for a free t-shirt of your choice.
Gabe wants to know, what airline do you fly? That's all me?
Yeah.
It's not you?
No.
I feel like you always get mad when I try to book Frontier or Spirit.
I don't care what airline I fly. I just don't want to sit away apart from everybody. Connie always books it last second, and we always sit all over the place and in the back.
Here's the thing. You get a really good rate if you book on Expedia or Priceline. The unfortunate thing is you don't get, unless you pay extra, which I never do, is to pick your seat. It's because an airline, I have 2 friends that work for the airlines, and they tell me that even if you pay for your seats, never guaranteed. They literally can move you anytime. So I always just say, well, if I could save a couple $100, then I will. And I think our kids are old enough now where I wouldn't be as scared if they weren't sitting with us, but it still makes us nervous every time we fly, because Bruce needs to know exactly where on the plane we're sitting. But I would say it's really wherever I can find a deal. And I really gotta say, from Boston to Orlando, it's only a 3-hour flight. So I'm fine with Frontier. Like, that's been sort of our go-to because you can't beat their prices. I know some people have had stories, but I feel like that's with any airline. Like, you can pick apart, I feel, any airline. They're all the same, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But the kids love JetBlue. That's one that they get excited. Like, if we go from here to California, we usually always do JetBlue.
Make sure you hit the like button too. If you haven't yet, hit that like button and leave a comment, and we'll pick somebody to win a t-shirt at the you got to listen to the podcast though, because that's where we'll announce the winner for this week's episode.
Speaking of t-shirt, I have a new design that's out.
Oh yeah.
I have 2, I think, but are both ready or one?
Both are ready. One's uploaded.
Which is
the Tower of Terror.
So I made a Tower of Terror t-shirt.
I'm gonna see if I can download it here, but stall them for a second.
Okay, and then I made another one that's more neutral. It is definitely my vibe. If you guys get me a little bit, you'll see it. You'll know when you see the t-shirt. But it's just unlocking the magic on the t-shirt. Whereas, and then I just realized both of them are not like
well, here it is on
anything.
the screen, but it's like this is the outline of it. Tower of Terror.
It's not the Tower Tower, but it's the Hollywood Tower Hotel. So
well,
it's like
it's
the
Tower
advertisement from 1939. So when you're at the parks and you're going to the Tower of Terror, you'll see that was the old hotel. It was the heyday of 1939 is actually when things went wrong. So you got your souvenir t-shirt. That's kind of what the inspo was, the inspiration on that.
Do you like that one? Is that your favorite one?
I don't know. I kind of love all of them. I do like that one a lot. I'm proud of it. I feel like it's cool. Like it's like a something you would have bought if you were staying at the hotel back in 1939. So that's kind of what
it reminds you of that era.
Yeah.
I think that my favorite one is the Polly one, even though my heart says
that's a really good one.
Yeah,
I got to admit.
It's kind of true though. Like everybody can relate. You know, everybody's heart says something, but their wallet says something else.
That is so true.
Here it is, right here on the screen. So that's the new t-shirt design. You can get it. We'll drop a link in the comments later when the show is over, but you can go check out our score. I think everything's 30% off or 35% off. So t-shirts are like $14. So if you ever wanted to get a t-shirt from Unlocking the Magic, go now and buy it because it's like cheap. It's
good when it's on sale, I'll tell you.
Yes.
It can be expensive with shipping. And I don't know how for a while they were having delays, unfortunately, with a lot of their shipping stuff, but they seem to be getting back on board with it.
People are liking the design. Say you're a talented designer.
Oh my gosh, thank you.
Yeah, you did a good job on that.
I work hard on things. I don't know. Like I have random bouts of artistic ability. That's probably as far as I can go.
Yes.
That and critiquing. I can critique anything.
So there's an announcement that a couple of the resorts are open. March 22nd, 2021, All-Star Resorts is opening. March 30th, Disney Beach Club Resort is opening. June 2nd, Disney's Wilderness Lodge. In the summer of 2021, the Polynesian is open. So the Polynesian isn't going to open until 2021 outside of the DVC part.
So that is official no matter what?
This is from the Disney website. They announced this, I think it was either today or yesterday.
Interesting.
So there's going to be more resorts that are opening there. We are staying at the Polynesian, the DVC part, in May.
Fingers crossed.
Yes.
But yeah.
Hopefully if everything goes well, but that's what the plan is so far.
The kids are really excited to be legit at that pool. Actually, G said that.
What happened?
You mean we can go visit and we can really, really use the pool?
Like legitimately use the pool, not like we are using the pool, but...
You're not supposed to do that. I don't want to get in trouble.
I mean, it's been a while since we've done it. I'm not going to say we haven't done it, but...
We're not going to say we haven't done it, but we're not going to say we've done it. Just not going to say anything.
True. I'm not going to implicate myself.
Mm-hmm.
Is that how you say that?
Sure.
My heart says Polly, but my wallet says keep saving.
Jason, if the Polly doesn't open until June, does that mean no Ohana? I think so. I think that it's a challenging time with the all you care to enjoy. I don't know.
All I care about is Tonga toast. Like, they can keep Ohana closed. I just want a couple Tonga toast from Captain Cook's or even the Kona Cafe. A little strawberry compote on there. There you go. I got my Tonga toast reference in for the show.
Every time. Every time.
There's a quota I have to have. So I got that quota in.
Carrie asks, is there any attraction you haven't done in the parks yet? I don't know. That's a good question.
It is a good. Did you go on the Slinky Dog Dash? You did,
Yes,
right?
I didn't go on alien saucers.
Yeah, we went on that.
I was having a timeout moment.
Yeah, you weren't having a good day that time.
I literally put myself in timeout at Hollywood Studios. Like I literally left my family and went alone to like regroup. Having a really bad day. I don't know what that was about.
It was cold and rainy, and Connie wasn't into it that day. She's usually the positive voice in our family and kind of motivates everybody to do it.
Yeah.
And that particular day, she just wasn't feeling it.
There was something about 40-degree weather in Orlando and raining that I just was not prepared for. I know I talk about all the time, like going, and especially during February, the temperature can go from hot to cold really quickly. I mean, we have pictures when we had, I think our oldest was 7 or 8. We brought her winter coat she wore it in the Magic Kingdom. We have a picture of her in her winter coat. And then the next day she was swimming. So I knew, but there was something about it being that cold and raining sideways that it didn't sit well.
Oh, Mickey and Minnie Runaway Railway.
That's right.
We haven't done that yet. Yeah, kind of embarrassed about that one.
Are you?
Embarrassed that we haven't gone on that yet?
Yeah. I feel like we were protesting for a little bit, even though I unlocked Mickey Mouse. I'm so excited that he finally has his very own dedicated attraction, Mickey and Minnie.
Yeah, I know, right?
I was still kind of bummed about the Great Movie Ride, I gotta admit. I love Mickey Mouse and I love movies. Those are my two favorite things ever. So it was hard for the two of them to compete.
True.
You know?
I mean, would you rather have an updated version of the Great Movie Ride or Mickey's Runaway Railway, even though you haven't gone on that yet to see if it's...
Yeah, no, I know. It's hard. I don't know. I think I'm good with change. I think you can't update the Great Movie Ride because the whole point of the Great Movie Ride for me was remembering all those classics that I used to watch with my mom and dad. Like my mom and dad got me into all the old movies, and that's kind of how I became, I don't want to say a movie buff, but I'm obsessed with the movies, right?
You like old movies too,
I
not
love
like new
old
ones.
movies.
Not that you don't like new ones, but you are very much into the old movies.
I love old movies. I love old shows. In fact, right now, every morning I've been watching The Twilight Zone. Very good, by the way. I highly recommend going back and watching all those episodes. I just watched one about a casino, a haunted casino machine.
You made me watch one of them.
So good. The Mute one.
Oh,
it was a girl. It was.
I don't know if I don't think I'm smart enough to understand that show.
You very much so. You just don't like anything that's creepy. That's why you don't like Halloween, really. You don't like that.
That's
which
true.
is weird because you're married to me and I'm all about creepy.
Oh, you got to balance it out though, right?
But what I mean is, like, we were saying about the Great Movie Ride is that was my opportunity to remember to introduce all those great classics to our kids and then kind of like show them how it all started, because all the newer movies are kind of like remakes of older stuff, right?
I mean, now they are.
Well, they were back then too. Like that's where they got inspiration from a lot. But it's so anyway. I don't think it would be possible to update the Great Movie Ride per se.
I think it would be.
I don't know. Maybe Mickey could have been like, oh, here I go. I'm trying to critique and change things that.
You know what? They have a good point. Like a lot of people were saying, well, the line wasn't that long, and there wasn't. Everybody that was saying that they should have kept it should have wrote it more, and they would have kept it.
Yeah, I should have been out there like the spokeswoman to say, this is why you need to come on.
You can't keep every single attraction, even though we all want to.
True.
You know, they have to innovate, they have to change, they have to upgrade. That's just part of the love of Disney. Just that's why it makes us keep going back. If it was exactly the same every time, do you think you'd get bored after a while? If there was nothing new, if everybody gets all upset with everything changing, if everything just stayed the same and never changed, they just like made it new, but it's the same story, same attraction. Would people continue to go back as much as they do?
Maybe not.
Yeah, I don't think they would. It's like the TV show is great, but after you see the TV show 2 or 3 times, even no matter how much you love it, you don't watch it again.
I don't know. I feel like some of the attractions are an exception because I still pull out things on Spaceship Earth.
Thumbs up, everybody.
That I never saw before or I forgot that I saw. And how many times have I been on Spaceship Earth? I literally have pictures as a kid of like when they had the disposable cameras. Yeah. I was in Spaceship Earth with my mom and dad and I took pictures of it, like almost every scene. It's horrible. Like there's some of the sideways, very, very blurry. But like they're, you know, I don't know.
Back in the day.
Kayla says Twilight Zone is phenomenal. I totally agree. My new obsession lately is I've always liked Twilight Zone, but I don't know what it is. It's on the Sci-Fi Channel, I guess we get.
Yeah.
And every morning, it's like I'm having my morning coffee and I watch, and it's my favorite way.
So here's something else Disney announced. Did you see this? Hayden Christensen is coming back as Darth Vader for a Disney Plus series on Star Wars.
So I saw that.
That's pretty good or bad on that?
Where was he all this time? What was he doing? Other work? I don't know.
He's just sitting at home waiting for them.
Was
to call
he?
him
Because
for
that's
something
what I
Star
would do.
Wars.
I'd be like, come on. Like, I was Darth Vader. What
He
else
was
can
at
I
home and he's
possibly
like,
do?
You know what, Christian? We're gonna do a new Darth Vader series, and we need your help. He's like, yes, it's about time. Where have you been for the last 10 years? I've been sitting here waiting for that moment.
That literally would be epic. Yes.
He probably did that.
I wish he did that, actually.
But they also announced like 10. Here's what it says on. This is from the website. 10 Marvel series, 10 Star Wars series, and 15 live action animation and Pixar series over the next few years coming to Disney Plus.
Jeez.
You know why? You know why they announced that on? Because everybody's Verizon Disney Plus free is expiring.
Oh, and it also went up $1, I think.
So they have to, and obviously the parks are closed, so that's going to be like, and the movie theaters are closed, so I feel like this is going to be the push to get people to go right, instead of going to the movies, go right to streaming.
Do they have all this like filmed already, or is this all like, I didn't read the article at all, but is it like they just announced title and stuff and they're looking for people to like star in these films, just asking?
I don't know.
Oh.
You need to be starred?
No, I'm just asking. Like, is it like Hocus Pocus 2, right? I know did they announce that Bette Midler and all the actors are returning officially, or?
Well,
I haven't even
yes,
looked.
I think they did. They've been doing, if you're on Twitter, or not so much Instagram, but Twitter, they've been sharing photos of Hawkeye, the series that's coming to Disney Plus.
Yeah,
like
that's been filming.
They have pictures of like them filming that series that's coming to, also WandaVision is coming.
That looks really good.
That's one that's coming.
I'm really excited about WandaVision.
Critical Review says, can't stay, but wanted to say, hey guys, thank you so much. Thanks for hanging for us for just a few minutes if you have to.
Thanking.
They announced over 100 titles, somebody says.
That's insane.
That's amazing though.
Was it
They
too
need
soon?
that.
Should they have not announced all that? Like, should they have slowed it down until they actually got it on film? Or
No, because that makes them, I feel like they are at a
accountable?
point now where it was set in stone enough that they could announce it. They must have the contracts already made and have a system come up, either have recorded some of them or have a system in place to record them regardless of the situation.
I just hope they don't like we talked about earlier, how they run out of money or whatever, time restraints, and then like they chop films and they just don't come out great. You know?
Yes.
I just don't want that to happen.
I don't think that they'll do that. I mean, if the Mandalorian is great.
Yeah. I will definitely be watching Katie ask WandaVision. Definitely. I'm really excited about that.
Really?
I just saw like a little promotion.
What is it about? Do you know?
I don't know per se, but I just saw the photo of Wanda and Vision together, and it was like it was black and white.
Yeah.
And it was like back in the 50s or 40s or whatever, and it just looked so cool. Like, I know that there's so much story to be told, and I'm just excited. So that's as far as I know.
I mean, is it black and white?
Not the show itself, but that picture was. I think it was to show that it was starting.
I wonder if it's going to be like, and there's probably people out there that are going crazy right now because they have already announced what it's like, but I don't like to watch it before it comes out.
Yeah, I know.
I don't want to know too much about a series or a show or an attraction or a movie before it's actually time for me to watch it.
Yeah. Why is that? Why do we do that? We both do that.
I don't know. I just like to enjoy it and be surprised by it, not know too much about it.
Not also judge it before you see it and like decide, oh, I don't want to see that because, I mean, I kind of did that. I can't believe I'm going to admit this, but I kind of did that with The Mandalorian. I was like, I don't know if I want to see that. I wasn't really into the guns and all the, fighting.
You know what it is though? It's sometimes
not.
it's low expectations too. Like if you don't watch the previews, you're just like, let me just give this a shot. You have very low expectations of it being great.
True.
And then it usually exceeds it, but sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah, I agree. Well, that's good. I'm glad we aired that out here.
John says Wanda uses her powers to make herself a world of her own where she is happy with Vision. Well, no, I don't need to watch it. Thanks, John.
I like it. That's awesome. I'm excited. I think it's she's evolved as an actress. I feel like in the beginning I wasn't quite vibing with her, but I liked her as it went on and progressed.
You did? I thought you didn't like her as the actress. Maybe she wasn't like, she didn't know how to portray the the character in the beginning.
I feel like I'm getting too deep for
maybe
for YouTube tonight. Yes. I feel like once she connected and you saw the story of her and Vision together, it just made, I don't know, she became more relaxed on screen, but like it all kind of came together for me.
What did you think of the latest Mandalorian? Spoiler alerts if you haven't watched the latest Mandalorian, but it's like Tuesday and it came out Friday, so.
Should we not even?
No, that's your fault.
Oh, you gotta see it.
You gotta watch
see it. So we've been sort of doing a Monday Mandalorian night because everybody seems to be busy and with what I have no idea because it's not like we can go anywhere. But so we all sit together on Monday nights now and watch the Mandalorian, the newest episode. And I gotta tell you, the only episode I disliked from the season 2 was number 2, and that was because they did this weird spider segment, and it just didn't sit well with me. I got really terrified. Other than that, it was awesome, and I really liked this last episode.
I did too.
I was like, actually, when it ended, I was like, like I shouted at the end because I'm like, that's it. I want more. It's perfect. Be careful. Chris is 3 weeks behind on Mandalorian. I don't really talk about what the plot is or anything.
Oh, yeah. I didn't even see that yet.
It's good. That's all I got to say.
Ryan says y'all need to do a group watch thing on Disney Plus. We would try it, but I think you can only do 6 people. Is that true, Ryan? Fill me in here. Because if you can do more than 6 people, we'll try it out in our Patreon group. We used to do streamings and movie nights, but then the technology got hard, and I don't know why we haven't done that in a long time.
Yeah.
We need to get back on that.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah.
It's more fun because I feel like we quote movies a lot too. So when we see anything older, that's fun too.
Yes.
But new stuff would be fun.
We do quote movies quite a bit.
Yeah.
I hope that people understand the reference.
Probably. I would think so.
What's your favorite Mandalorian character so far?
Oh gosh. I mean, do I have to choose? Are you going to choose? I feel like they're all awesome. I mean, I feel like the Mandalorian himself is just really intense under that. I mean, I don't want to give away anything, but like he's so intriguing. Does that make sense? Like it's like addicting watching him, and he's covered in a mask, like you really can't see his eyes. Or there was a joke on one of the last.
Do you think it's really him underneath that mask, or do you think it's somebody else who? It's
got to be him, right?
That actor who plays the Mandalorian was in another movie with Denzel Washington.
Oh, yeah.
And I can't get him out of my head in that movie now. It was a totally different role.
Equalizer. That filmed in Boston, you know.
I know. It was the Equalizer 2, I think. Equalizer 2.
It was Equalizer 2. They had a lot of issues filming here, I remember. Like, they had a lot of bad luck on set.
Oh.
That's just a little tidbit if you wanted to know.
Jason says, I think Jen figured out how to do more than 6 on Disney+. Maybe we'll have to try it out.
But don't you agree on the Mandalorian? Like, don't you agree that he's like super intense and like it's like almost hypnotizing. Like I've just never watched a show where like you can't see his eyes, but yeah, I guess in some ways it's like Darth Vader, right?
It was like
that's kind of
the Mandalorian is like no BS, right to the point. He has a mission. He's going to complete that mission no matter what it takes. And there's no sidetracking him from that until the last couple episodes.
Well, I think that no matter what, it's going to be Mandalorian, but obviously Baby Yoda or Grogu, which I can't get myself to say anymore. Like I feel like
Baby Yoda.
I still think it's Baby Yoda.
True.
Even though it's not. That stole the show, hands down, the best thing Disney has ever done.
Boba Fett was pretty good. What is your all-time favorite attraction at Pixar Pier?
Oh, Pixar Pier. I love it there.
It is cool.
What is my favorite one there? I know that our youngest would probably say Guardians of the Galaxy.
That's not Pixar Pier.
Here it is.
No. It's at California Adventure, but not Pixar Pier.
Oh, that's right.
Pixar Pier is the Goofy ride, Incredicoaster.
Would she say Incredicoaster?
I feel like she would. I think she would. I'm trying to think. I think she would probably say Incredicoaster, or maybe Seeing Us on the Ferris wheel.
The Mickey's Ferris wheel.
The dreaded Ferris wheel.
I can't even think about it. It's terrifying.
Well, so we went. I don't know if you guys listened to the podcast, but we went on that Ferris wheel, and we went on the one that like goes side to side, and it was a frightening experience. Especially if you're afraid of heights a little bit.
No, terrifying. There's nothing. I don't know if I could ever do that again. It's just too much.
Do you think you could do it again? I think we should do it again. Next time we're going to Disneyland.
If we do it again, we're definitely going to try to do it live because that was gold. Like, the reaction was hilarious, but it was crazy. I think Incredicoaster is, I think everyone's going to, that's like I don't know.
That's got to be mine. That's pretty exciting.
Yeah.
I like that one.
Hurts my ears when we go upside down, though.
Have you watched behind the scenes gallery of Mando? No, we haven't. We got to check that one out.
I love, again, The Mandalorian. I think it was just because, like, so I said earlier, I didn't want to watch. It took a lot of convincing to get me excited about it.
Yeah.
I mean, I knew I was going to watch, but I think it had to do with, like you said, like, you don't want to know too much, and then it gets to be, like, you judge it before you actually get to see it. So, but I'm glad we did.
What is it?
The Mandalorian.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's wrap it there tonight.
Okay.
Thank you guys so much. It's 7:41. Thank you so much for hanging out with us here on YouTube. Hit that like button. We'll pick a winner for the podcast. We'll announce the winner on the podcast for someone who likes this video and leaves a comment. And we will announce the winner on the podcast this week. Connie?
That's it. I
right.
like that. I like that. Please continue to share. Please continue to listen. Like, we really appreciate it. Like, I really can't thank you enough. And honestly, from the bottom of our hearts, we really, truly use this as a way of our entertainment escape. So being able to connect with you guys all over the world has been so incredibly amazing. And I'm super grateful. So thanks again. Have a great night.
Yeah, see you guys. Listen to the podcast. New episode will be out Thursday or Friday.
Okay.
And we'll see you guys on the next one.
Thanks, everybody.